So Garrosh has been banned a lot. He's been banned like in 85% of Hero League games, and he's been banned in 94% of Team League games, which I find kind of odd because his win rate in Team League is 50%, and it's less than 48% in Hero League across the different play levels. Usually, someone that gets banned that often is usually OP, but his win rate suggests that he's not OP. So I wanted to talk about, if you're playing in Team League, how to draft team comp to counter Garrosh, because I feel like there's like potential there, because if he's only winning half of his games, if you have a really good team comp to counter Garrosh in Team League in a coordinated play, that you can actually get some easy wins or easier wins that way. So my question is, if you're going to draft a team comp to stop Garrosh, so suppose you're in draft and, the opposing team has first pick and they go Garrosh, what do you follow up with in the next two picks?
Malthael, Uther.
Malfurion. Anything that can keep him still and away from, your squishies. But let's first address why he's banned and not being able to play it all the time. Obviously, he feels very oppressive to play against, especially if he's hitting combos. It's really actually not really fun at all to play against the Garrosh, even if the Garrosh sucks. It's at least if you play against a tank like ETC or Diablo with APOC, those are like 2-minute cooldowns. He has to commit a lot of resources to actually pull that off and for that amount of CC. But Garrosh can do a lot of displacement every 16 seconds, which is something you have to constantly worry about throughout the entire fight and the game. So it feels oppressive to play against. And the bigger thing is I can dodge Garrosh's combo. I'm confident in that. I'm not confident in my 4 dumbass teammates to do that for the entire game. And especially in the later game, one guy is not paying attention or he does something dumb and gets picked off by Garrosh, you're kind of screwed in those situations. So it's more about your stupid teammates not being able to deal with Garrosh, in my opinion.
I think his ban rate is higher at the higher levels than it is at the lower levels, which I find kind of odd.
Yeah. Because they're better at rotating and finding spots to gank other players.
But then
those flips convert to kills, almost every time. There's probably like an 80% conversion rate if you get that combo off, and it's only a 16-second cooldown to pull in and throw behind you.
But then
Garrosh just needs to do one 9-second cooldown and one 16-second cooldown, and just it's not even that big of a risk to try, but he has everything to gain.
Yeah, but the thing is that you said that you can miss his combo, right? Why can't I'd assume that other master level players would be able to miss the combo as well, right?
Well, that means you're also playing against Garrosh players who have played against master level players who are trying to dodge the combo. And they, it's not like gold or silver level Garroshes. They're just walking straight in a straight line towards you, trying to get the combo off. No, these guys are hiding in bushes or, do flanking maneuvers to catch you off guard, or even if it's in a 1v1 solo lane and Garrosh is trying to get a gank off, the solo laner will pretend or try to bait, the guy into going towards the towers so that the Garrosh can take advantage of it. So these things happen all the time whenever there's a Garrosh player, and if you're confident in Garrosh, you're also probably confident in your ability to gank and shot call those ganks.
Okay, but I would still think that in coordinated play in Team League specifically, that he's banned more in Team League than he is in Hero League, which I find fascinating. Because I figure in Team League that at least you're coordinated, so if someone does get flipped, you can, save them by, drafting like an ETC or a Malfurion or something.
No one has 100% minimap awareness, and you just need to be out of position for a second for that kind of, play style to be punished.
And it's not fun to play against, even if you draft a comp that could deal with surviving the Garrosh combo. You're almost always using a ton more resources to do that. You know, somebody gets thrown in, Garrosh picks somebody and throws them up, and Uther Divine shields them. Well, that's like an 80-second cooldown versus his 16-second cooldown. Mm-hmm. And that person is spending the entire Divine Shield trying to run out of their team, so you're not getting like value of any kind of damage against them.
Since it's being banned so much, I don't see this changing anytime soon, unless characters get released that are OP, which I don't think is going to happen. Is it basically kind of bad design on their part?
Yeah. Well, it's as Baton said, there's so much. It's such an easy cooldown to burn with Garrosh. I mean, you throw it to you, if it misses, okay. You wait 9 seconds. You throw it to you, if it misses, okay. You only need to hit a few of your Qs in order to get an easy pick. The toss is such a huge visual indicator of hit this guy. Your whole team focuses it really quickly. They used to say that Diablo is a better tank than Muradin because watching a Stormbolt is harder than watching a flip. The flip is obvious, so the team knows who to focus on. So when you see a flip happen, the whole team focuses on that character very quickly. It's an unambiguous signal to who to target. And it's just and also, really simple.
Unlike other tanks, he's the only one that brings that gank target towards you. I mean, besides Stitches, but he's a different case. But characters like ETC or Diablo have to go to where that hero is or the gank target is and displace him there, and the team has to catch up. Garrosh just throws him to your team. And, you know, sometimes in ganks, that split-second difference is all that it makes. It's all it is to get that gank or not.
All right, so, again, if you're playing in Team League or Hero League, what team comp... We talked about, you know, Malthael and Uther. What other... Like, is Tychus good against him? No, right? Because he can get blown up pretty easily.
Well, Tychus' auto attack range is within the Q range, and so it's dangerous to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're drafting a team comp to stop Garrosh, what do you... Like, just give me a random comp. You know, Uther, Malfurion, double support, then you go, ETC with Mateo, then like maybe like a Zul'jin, maybe?
I kind of like dive comps.
Dive comps. I say dive comps because if you want to be in the middle of their team, like a Malthael, then that's great. You want to be tossed in there. Like, he's bad because he forces a member into their back line. But if you want to be there, you're okay. If you actually, like, Garrosh is terrible at team fighting. He's great at the initiate, but if the whole team just dives with the flips target, then there's no problem because Garrosh can't peel.
He actually can peel a little bit. So even dive comps can be countered where Garrosh has taunt.
Oh, yeah.
He has 2 throws. He could throw one of your top DPS targets off of the person, and if the person's in trouble, he could throw that ally out of trouble. And he could even back up from you and Q you and pull you into him with that Q as a peel. So even a dive comp can be frustrating to play with against him. With a dive comp, you're eliminating him tossing you into the enemy team. So you'll have a majority of your team, you know, on top of them, but he can still peel decently well if he's good.
What is that? You hear that like a rocking noise, like a cracking?
Yeah, someone's scrolling a mouse wheel. It sounds like.
Yeah, I think it's Scott.
Yeah.
Slippery characters. Slippery characters like Tracer and Samuro, and then poke characters like Asmodan. What you got? Chromie. Like Tassadar, Chromie. Ragnaros isn't bad sometimes because of the lava. Because
Did you say lava wave?
Yeah, lava wave.
Is that lava wave?
I go lava wave when I go Ragnaros, and if you go like Malthael for the goddamn trait, so.
The last rights?
The biggest thing is that he needs to get another tank or bruiser to help with the initiate. So that means like characters like Tracer and Samuro have a good time split pushing or like trying to get ganks off. Because if he does the combo and it fails, that means he can't really do much with the back line, even if he has perfect Qs.
All right.
So that's your chance to try to access the back line or just poke him out.